So you recall the story of Rabbi is relating as a bacher. This could have been 1950 even, because Rabbi came to New York, Tavshin Yud Aleph. Tavshin Yud. So it's 1949, the late 40s, and maybe the very beginning of 1950. Yael was already a bacher, an older bacher, relatively speaking. At any rate, remember the story. This fella comes in and he tells, his name is Yitzchak, and he said a lot of l'chaim. And he tells them his story of 1929. Nur Rabbi Yitzchak was herzig, said the Frierdiker Rebbe. And then he said, medreit sich, abi metreft sich. I don't know if I translated it yesterday properly, because I remember a little bit different, but this is, I'm sure, more meduyik. Medreit sich, we wonder as long as we meet in the end. Abi metreft sich.
What did you say yesterday?
I said the Hebrew, but I'm not sure. And we meet, or the end we meet. It's the same content, really. And what's interesting was that the Rebbe asked him, "You learned the Peraktanya, didn't demand from him start keeping Shabbos, and then he didn't berate him. He spoke straight to his neshama. Now, the rest of the story is how he got there to the Fabrengen after L'chaim. How did that happen? Here's the back end to the story of that night. So he said he got an invitation. He got an invitation to a formal Fabrengen Yites Kislev. Rabbi said, the Rebbe made a big thing out of this, but this is already the time, this is the lifetime of the Frierdiker Rebbe, that Yites Kislev should be a big event and invite people and speakers and the whole thing. This was the first time such a thing happened ever. And a big crowd came with speakers, and the invitations were sent. And he got an invitation also. Or maybe he saw it sounds like he got an invitation. So he was curious. He said, I got Yites Kislev, a whole dinner. He remembers Yites Kislev in Lubavitch. In Lubavitch, when it came to Yites Kislev, they didn't send invitations, and they didn't make an event. They sat together and they said l'chaim. So he was curious to see what kind of Yites Kislev is this, which comes with an invitation at a time, starting time, and it's an ending time. So when he got there, this is in Tel Aviv. That's the headquarters of Lubavitch then, before Kfar Chabad. When he got there, so one of the Tamimim, one of the Chassidim, recognized him. They said, this is a Yitzchak. He approaches him, how are you? And like a good chassid, he gives him l'chaim, and another l'chaim, and another l'chaim. So Rabbi says, obviously, nichtas yain yotze sod, the wine goes in, secrets come out. And at some point, this Yitzchak says, what's going on over here? This is how you celebrate Yites Kislev? Does he Yites Kislev? Where the Chevra Fabrengen? So they told him, the Chevra meeting the Bachim, this was for the community, the Bachim in Yeshiva. And that's how Rabbi says he came to us, he got to the Yeshiva. He says, Yeshiva was a Fabrengen without any of the trappings of formality. And that's what he was looking for. Rabbi says, the priyas, the tears, the crying, I cannot begin to describe, says Rabbi that this Yitzchak cried that night. He told us his whole story, which we shared with you. And the story of 1929, of when the Frierdiker Rebbe came. And then he turned to us and he said to us, doch nachalts Kinder, you're still children. They were bachrim lach. About life, you know nothing. There's before the chasana, there's after the chasana, there's aliyas, yeridas, highs and lows. I'm already older, and I'm telling you, zakol shtuyot, it's alt narishkeit. The year and a half that I was in Lubavitch is worth more than everything. This was the most beautiful time of my life. And then he said to them, even though I know that tomorrow I'm going to conduct myself like yesterday. But I swear I'm not going to die without tshuva. And he said, not the tshuva of a misnagid, but the tshuva of a chassid. What does he mean by that? Not I lost my ilam haba, I got to get my ilam haba back. No, it's, yeah. So Rabbi concludes that, I'm just going to read his words, that his tears and the words he said that night, that came from the premise of his heart, that night, that I can't describe. And if you wouldn't see his face, you just close your eyes and someone is talking, you would be certain that is a gewaltige, tiefe Chassidic Yiddish speaking. That's how deeply he touched and moved us all. All right, Yidden. What's that? That itself, yeah, 100%, 100%. That Fabrenga was the beginning of his tshuva, if not the whole tshuva.